Here's the other, we've been promising this, the other thing that TJ Houshmandzadeh said. So we were interested in this. I don't know, and what's your sense on this, Dibs? We talk about the Niners fan base traveling to such a degree. Okay, so it's a national brand. Do you get the sense that the rest of the country understands the dynamic between the fan base and Kyle Shanahan?
Probably not. No. I mean, and you could say that about most fan bases in terms of the dynamic between the quarterback and the head coach. I'm sure Kansas City, it's pretty clear. The fan base loves the quarterback and they love the head coach.
Well, but even okay, they were just in Pittsburgh. Don't you think if you were in the stands and you're talking to Steelers fans, what do you think of Mike Tomlin? Right? Winner. Love him.
Yeah.
I think.
Love him less now than you did 10 years ago, but you love him.
I guess.
My gut would be that Pittsburgh Steelers fans are starting to get a little bit tired of not winning the whole thing. It's been a while now. And if you're Pittsburgh and you've won 6 and the Niners have 5, there's 11 between the two. If you're a Pittsburgh fan and you're coming off of last year where, hey, darn it, 9-8, we avoided a losing season and he's never lost. I do think you're starting to get a little bit fatigued over looking up at Cincinnati and Baltimore and heck, now Cleveland.
You go to a Baltimore Ravens game. Hey, Joe fan, not the actual Joe fan. Hey, Bob fan, what do you think of John Harbaugh? What do you think?
I'm sure they love him, and they're looking at Lamar and they're thinking, all right, Lamar, you got paid. It's time to do it. It's time to do what Joe did. Not Joe fan, Joe Flacco. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that Baltimore fan is getting impatient, but I do think that they look at Lamar and they think, all right, Lamar, you got your money. Now let's bring us a Lombardi.
Maybe I'm bringing up the wrong coaches, too, because I'll grant you we just came up with 2 examples who've both won Super Bowls.
Sure.
And Kyle Shanahan has not. All right, let's go to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Buffalo.
Oh, God.
What do you think of Sean McDermott? Coach McDermott.
Run him out. He's got to go.
For real.
For real?
What do you think?
I think that Buffalo fan, especially maybe it's because recency bias and the Monday night meltdown, but my God, Buffalo fan is not happy.
But are they directing it at Sean McDermott?
I think they're looking at Josh Allen and Sean McDermott.
Okay.
I think they're looking at the whole situation and they're saying, how do we have a top 3, top 4, top 5 quarterback and a nasty defense and an unbelievable home field advantage, and yet we can't even get to the Super Bowl, let alone win it. So this year, I think in Buffalo is a little bit of a swing year because they've been good and they haven't gotten it done now in back-to-back years.
So we sort of threw it to TJ, and because he had said some things about Kyle Shanahan that were glowing. So we kind of followed up and we're like, hey, I don't know if you know this, but there's Niner fans around here that, it's Super Bowl or bust, and you're arrogant, and we're sick of this, offensive boy genius kind of a thing. All of that dynamic that we understand because we hear it. So it was like, hey, TJ, what would you say to those 49ers fans? Take a listen to this response.
The fact that they say that, they're crazy. They're crazy. I mean, outside of Harbaugh, what have the 49ers done? Outside of when Harbaugh was a coach, he's arrogant. So? If his arrogance offends you, that's a you problem. This is the best way to explain it. You have your wife and you complain, you get a divorce, you get another girlfriend or wife, and then you realize your wife wasn't that bad after all. You can't go back and get her. Go ahead and get rid of Kyle Shanahan and then see what it's like. See what it's like then. What you going to complain about then? Oh, man, I wish I could get my wife. Oh, you can't get Shanahan back. He was somebody else. Shanahan is one of the best coaches, play callers, play designers in the league. And I think when you have as much success as the 49ers have had, you get you expect so much. And so when things don't go your way, he's arrogant. His play calling is not as good. He's never won the big one. Winning the big one is kind of hard. There's plenty of great coaches that haven't won it. I believe the 49ers winning it will come soon. But them fans need to look themselves in the mirror before they start criticizing Shanahan because that man is the truth.
Because that man is the truth. So there it is. From here to forward,
yeah,
I will no longer refer to him as Kyle Shanahan. The 49ers are coached by the truth.
Yeah, he is the truth. And I think that fans are always going to be critical of the head coach and of the quarterback when you don't win. And what TJ said is spot on. Winning the big one is really hard. And I believe 34 coaches have ever won the big one in 57 Super Bowls, which tells you that it is really hard. And we ran through the list of guys who are currently coaching who have won. I think the number is 6 or 7. And of all those guys who have won, who are still coaching, there aren't that many who are poised to win another one this year. Andy is. And outside of Andy, I don't know if any of the other former Super Bowl winners are poised. Like Pete in Seattle's not. Bill in New England's not. The aforementioned Tomlin is probably not. And, you start going down the list of guys. Sean Payton in Denver is certainly not.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do. And it doesn't mean that if Kyle doesn't do it this year that he's not the truth. I agree with TJ. He's the truth. And if he thinks that Brock Purdy is the guy, then I'm riding with Kyle.
Yeah, I want to enjoy this so much. I think the 49ers have a good coach. I think, as we said on Monday, coming out of the victory, my biggest vibe from the game, if you will, is to say, hey, fan base, like you got your guy. You got your guy. And as I said that day, there's no better feeling for an NFL fan base than we got our guy. There's something, and maybe this is, look, we're San Francisco. This is a big place. And the 49ers organization has done a lot of Super Bowl winning through the years, although not in the last 25.
Yeah.
Right? Not in the last couple of decades. I get that. But it's a very successful franchise. We have high-level hopes for our head coach and for our quarterback. So I totally get it. But, man, there's a cynicism that runs through this whole thing that I sort of wish we didn't have. You look around the country, and normally, if you are, and I think this is football sometimes more than other sports, football is like, everybody's getting to gather the food around and you're high-fiving friends, and it's so much emotion. Normally, if you've got a coach that gets you a lot of wins and a quarterback that gets you a lot of touchdowns, man, those people get put on this pedestal. Like, those are our people, and the fan base wants to protect them. Josh Allen hasn't won crap.
Right.
And I bet you could not walk into that city and say anything to diminish Josh Allen.
But you could today. And maybe yesterday.
I bet they wouldn't hear it.
Yeah.
I bet they'd be like, we are not here for that. That's our guy.
After one game, you're probably right, but that was one bad opener as a Buffalo fan.
It really was.
Aaron Rodgers needs to get helped off the field after 4 snaps, and you can't beat your in-state rival. That's bad. And you're supposed to be this Super Bowl highfalutin. You got the best quarterback this side of Patrick Mahomes, and you lose to the Jets in that fashion. Oh, boy. And Josh Allen was ordinary.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And that's how fans are. Fans turn in a hurry. I'm not saying they've turned completely against him, but if you're ever going to talk trash about Josh Allen in Buffalo, yesterday and today would be those days.
You think Buffalo's sports radio?
They're going in on McDermott for sure.
You think the calls were all lined up? People were shots fired at Josh Allen?
McDermott more than Allen, yes.
You think?
Absolutely.
What did McDermott do wrong?
You lost to the Jets, Mark, and you lost to Zach Wilson.
Yeah?
You lost to Zach Wilson on Monday Night Football. You're supposed to be this top-of-the-line AFC threat, and you can't even beat the Cougar Hunter, Zach Wilson, on Monday Night Football? You were a North American disaster.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at our YouTube feed right now. John Michael Weisberg says Allen is 52-25. Guy's won a ton.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's his record this year?
0-1.
John Michael Weisberg.
Yeah, but then D-Lou the boss, also a faithful listener, he's got 82 turnovers since 2018. That's not good. Damon Chang, what's up? Bills are getting found out. So it goes back and forth. I bet they got a snuggie around that guy. That's what I bet.